All right, my man Joe. We got no other than the royalty basketball street legend Joe Hammond, y'all, on Nickavelli TV. Talk to me, Joe. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. And what about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm here. I'm good. Great to have you, man. You a Knicks fan, Joe?
I like New York, but I really like New York when they had Starworth and Walt Prager and them. You know, I liked them when they had Earl the Pearl. That's when I liked them.
Okay. Speaking of Earl the Pearl,
Yeah.
stories going around that you bust his ass. Is that true?
I don't know about busting ass, because I don't talk like that. But I played against him up in Fordham University, and I won an MVP. Scored 51 points in the N.B.A. ABA All-Star game at Fordham. They let me play with the ABA team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how was it playing with Pee Wee Kirkland and all these
Well,
guys?
when me and Pee Wee Kirkland played together, a lot of times we came out of the locker room and teams know together them guys possibly have 100 points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, we had that a lot of times. Matter of fact, we had Eric Carr, Cliff Moeller, Carl Crump, Larry Cheatham,
Yeah.
Vincent White. We had a good team. Ray Hodge. We had a real good team, though. You know, we had a real good team. I mean, everybody was sound. And when we played, people used to come all on the court just to watch our half of the court or the dunk line, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, the entertainment was, but, I mean, our team and our coach, we had Roger Buster Bryant. I mean,
Now,
he was the kind of guy that kept us all intact. But Buster didn't take no shit from nobody. He
Yeah.
would sit us down, you know?
now let me ask you something, Joe. Now, I read up on you, like when you was about to play at the Ruckers, that you had a little incident and you came to the game late.
I know what you're talking about.
You
That's
was
that game when we played Julius and them.
Right.
And they told me the game was at 3 o'clock. And they started the game at 2.
And you right.
And when I got there, it was damn near 3 o'clock. And it was halftime. And I came running in and I seen them out there just shooting around. I said, I'm here, Bus. And Bus said, what? What's wrong with you? You out of your mind? I said, come on, Bus, man. What's wrong with you? He said, look across the court and pointed to the clock.
And there was Dr. J.
It was Dr. J was pointing to
But I heard
and it was halftime. I said, what happened? He said, they changed the time, Joe. Pee Wee didn't tell you. I said, I ain't seen Pee Wee since, last Monday. He said, oh, man, wow, Joe, get the damn shirt on. I got it on.
But I heard that you was upset because people was telling you, aren't you worried about Dr. J? And in return, you said,
Bob
Dr. J should be worried about me.
Now, Bob McCullough came and said, hey, Joe, make sure you be at the game. He was doing it all week. Come by the house. Make sure you be at the game. I lived on the 5th floor on 22nd Street.
Right.
And he would holler, hey, Joe. Look out the window and say, make sure you be there. He did it about 3 or 4 times in a week, man. And so I said to him one day, I said to him, man, let me tell you something, man. I live here. Make sure he be there. Like that.
Right.
Yeah. I said, I live in Harlem. Make sure he be here.
Now, let me ask you something. When you scored them 50 points on Dr. J, right?
Yeah.
Was Dr. J feeling salty behind that? What was his attitude behind that?
You know, after the game, Doc was sitting down, and I walked past him and said, hey, Joe, you everything they say you was, Joe.
Oh, he gave you your props?
And he said that, you know. And that's the first time I really looked at his hands. And when he rested from my hand, I mean, his hand was big as a catcher's mitt in football.
Yeah.
I looked at his hand and I said, wow, you know. And right at that moment, I said, yeah, wow, one of his hands was bigger than 2 of mine, you know. But I didn't think about that in the game, you know. I didn't miss. And
right.
Like now, I see Curry shooting them shots, and I say to myself, it wasn't even a 3-point line. And when I used to miss shots, I'm telling you the truth, the crowd used to say, like I wasn't supposed to miss, you know?
Right.
Actually, like, I mean, the percentage was high. Like they said, guys shoot 50% from the floor,
Right.
and that's great shooting. In my day, I shot like damn near 80% from the floor.
80%?
Easy, and don't miss foul shots.
Don't miss.
Don't miss foul shots.
Was there
Never.
any players in the NBA that you know of today that was feeling salty for how you played against them in the Ruckers? Keep it real, Joe.
A lot of guys.
Who's feeling
From the
salty
NBA.
because you bust their ass in the Rucker Park?
Well, their whole team, when we played Julius and them, their whole team, Charlie Scott,
Right?
Mike Reardon,
Right?
Brian, what's his name? Brian something. But their whole team was really, I mean, they were trying to knock my head off out there. They wasn't, like you see guys now, they pat each other on the ass or something, they be laughing, looking.
Right.
No, we had that eye of the tiger on each other. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
heard
saying?
y'all ran Charlie Scott. He was afraid to come to 116th Street. Man.
Charlie said that. He said he was scared to come on 16th Street. That was some bull, He come to 16th Street because we wasn't gonna hurt him or nothing. But I guess that's how they felt after the game. Because I mean, that game they say they won it, but they took that game into a triple overtime, man. And I know we won,
Right.
But they kept, one time Peter Vesti said, let's check the books. He checking. And at that time, they kept the books with a pen.
Right.
And at that time, when it's a foul shot, they black it in.
Right.
And he counted, checking with a pen. And one foul shot, they checked for to be overtime. We was up one.
Wow.
At one time, in one of those overtime. And we went into an overtime again. It's just that we was playing for Harlem that day. We
Right.
played for Millbank, but that day we played for Harlem. Because I know for sure if we had came back in Harlem and really, really lost that game by a margin where they could say, oh, they killed Joe, Harlem would have balled us out. You know what I'm saying? They would have said, oh man, because not only did they love us, they just knew that, I mean, nobody could beat us in Harlem. Guys couldn't beat us for the mere fact they thought they was in the Garden when they was up in the Rucker when they played against us. Yeah. I mean, they had all the other pro teams up there that had big players.
Who taught you the game of basketball?
Well, I was a kid. I had a guy, One Eye Sam. Then I got Donald Adams. I had Teddy Jones. I had Charlie Hoxie. I mean, I had a lot of great guys. Ed Warner had came home, and he used to sit in the park with me and tell me about how him and Floyd Lane, when they was a team, the CCNY only team that won the Big East and the NCAA in the history of basketball.
Right.
And he sit down and tell me things. He said, they call me Ed Bonet. He said, I'm gonna call you Joe Bonet. I said, well, why you gonna call me that, Ed? He said, because I told Harlem something, Joe. I said, when we played down for the Big East, he said, I told him, don't worry about it. I'm gonna come and bring the MVP back up and sit on 7th Avenue for y'all. He said, I did that, Joe. He said, all night long.
And that's how you started playing ball?
Ain't how I started, but it gave me a lot of heroic history, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I used to practice. And when I used to practice so much, man. If it was snowing, like I seen that commercial that they did, Jordan and them, where they were, I think it was Larry Bird and Jordan, when they shoveled the snow off.
Right.
And I said to myself, I said, yeah, man, we did that right in Montmartre Park. We had a shovel we used to put in the mountains in Montmartre Park in the winter times, and a broom, because sometimes it get real wet, it could be wet. And we used to go and get that and do that and be out there with gloves cut off for our fingers.
Right.
And playing basketball, man.
Wow.
Really playing basketball, man.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Next question.
I mean, all the guys that came up in Harlem before me, Freddie Crawford, I mean, man, they had a lot of guys, man, that came up. Guys like that, Carl Green, Bob McCullough, all of them that came up. They told us the stories and things that they went to. And even John Isaacs. John Isaacs told me one time I was sitting over there. He was the last Wren alive. He passed recently. You know, he used to sit and tell me the stories. He said, Joe, man, I was the beginning of the great players right here in Harlem. And we should do something, though. And I've been mad at myself because we didn't get to do it before he passed. And we talked about it, right, a lot of times right before he passed. And he said I was the beginning of the great players here. And Joe, you was the really end of the great players.
Yeah, my father used to tell me a lot about you. My father passed away from cancer, and he used to tell me about you as a kid. Joe Hammond, the GOAT. He Curtin. I used to hear all these names, and he used to mention you a lot. And he was a great fan of Dr. J. But he said there was one person that, and it broke my heart as a kid because I love Dr. J. So I was like, who's this man you talking about?
I love him as a person too. I never held no grudges against none of those guys.
But I heard Dr. J was feeling salty. He didn't want to give you the props for scoring 50.
Hey, you know what he said? No, one time, I heard this here. He said, oh no, he didn't score 50. He scored 47.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
When he said that, I said to myself, what the hell is on his mind? I didn't keep the books. Did he really keep the books? The book said I got 50, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't run over to no books to see that or hear that.
All right, so Dr. J, if you listening, you owe my man 3 more points, man. Fess up to them 3 points, man. All right, you said 47 was 50. You said he dropped 50. All right, moving right along. You had a chance, Joe Hammond, to go to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
You had a chance to go there.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets? You chose the street life.
If it was today,
right?
I would have some regrets today.
You would have some regrets today?
At that time, $50,000 wasn't a lot of money.
You was getting more money than that in the street.
For the mere fact, we had crap games in Harlem that you could win $50,000 in. You know?
Okay.
We had crap games you could win $50,000. I mean, Harlem at that time was the dope capital of the United States.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't nothing for a kid 12 years old to be walking around with $500.
Right.
In a crap game, 12. So, the guys older, like I was at 17, and I was playing craps since I was 10, And so you can imagine $50,000 ain't no money right there, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say, oh yeah, he said he make more money selling drugs. You damn right you could have at that time. But I didn't say I sold her. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have any regrets, brother? Do you regret that you wasn't in the NBA? Do you regret that move? Because you chose the street life.
Now I regret it in my older age, yes.
Okay.
I would have played for free because I had played against the competition already, and it wasn't no thing where I wanted to see. Because, see, let me tell you something. The Rucker was like, Rucker was our tryout for the N.B.A. And if you could go up there and star, you was an all-star in the N.B.A.
Okay. Because
that's what you was playing against. Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers, and all-stars, NBA all-stars. A guy wouldn't dare suit up or want to play on a team up there for embarrassment if he wasn't qualified. Like a guy wouldn't even, guys who want to play, no, I don't want to play, man. I don't want to play. I ain't ready for that yet.
Okay.
You see, and it ain't like they got to see me play high school and then college, and then they say, well, Joe is worth this. They seen me right there being qualified to play. Kids 17, 18 years. I mean, come on, man. I'm playing against guys that's out there, on TV. I had that time I used to go to the garden where the players go in, and the guys let them in and say, come on in, Joe. And I used to break 4 or 5 guys, and then there got a time that I would not even go, because when I take guys in to see the game with me, I take them in to see the game, and before halftime, I'll leave because the news reporters are all around me, asking me questions, And when you say embarrassment, I was embarrassed to be at the game. And guys walking off the court, Joe, man, wow, man, why you let me come on back and play, man? I said, man, So like it's like when Lou Sucker got the Nets,
Okay.
and he had me and Rick Barry and Jewish was supposed to come in.
Right.
I was there 15 days, and Jewish didn't come in. On the 16th day, the owner said, "Check, we can't keep paying Joe $1,000."
Why you think he ain't coming?
And he won't,
Why?
sign the property sheet because you got to come in and sign New York Nets property sheet at the
Right.
gym. And my lawyer told me, don't sign nothing, Joe. Take all the money that they give you, but don't sign nothing. So on the 16th day, Lou said, Joe, if the owner said, I can't keep you $1,000 in the morning, you won't sign the property list. I said, I'm going there. And I left. Jewish servant, he called me and said, Doc came in the 16th morning. He said, if that probably didn't happen up in the Rucker with you guys, I don't know that maybe
It would have been different.
Or maybe
he was feeling a little salty once again.
I don't know.
Come on, you can call it out. Dr. J's feeling. He's feeling a little salty. It is what it is, baby.
We know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is. So is it safe to say you the real doc?
Who the real doc?
You the real doc.
Destroyer.
Oh, you the real destroyer. That's right. You don't even want the name doctor.
Walt Simpson said, Joe Hammond, he's the one that gave me the name destroyer. He said, Joe Hammond.
Who gave you the name
destroyer? Called a young legend, because they used to call me a young legend before that.
Right.
So he's a young legend. He's a young legend. And Walt Simpson said, no, we can't keep calling him that. We got to call him the destroyer, because he has destroyed all the defensive guys and all the defensive players. So what I want to tell y'all is, let's call him the destroyer now. Y'all agree? And the crowd said, yeah. That's when they call him the destroyer.
And it's stuck ever since.
It's stuck.
Moving right along. Going back to the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've read that during your practice tryout, right, with the Los Angeles Lakers, you had a one-on-one game with Pat Riley. And Pat Riley slammed you to the ground. What was that about? He tackled you, Pat Riley.
He tackled me like a football game.
And what was that about? He's another one that was feeling himself.
I was coming down court time and time again, and Elgin Baylor was playing with me, and I watched Elgin play as a kid coming up. Elgin, prolific scorer, movement, everything, and I seen Elgin pushing it to me to put it up, so I started really putting it up, right? And I was saying, clear. After a while, I started saying, clear it out, I got it, clear it out. And even Howie Evans said, the news reporter said, he said, Joe is inhuman. He was saying, clear it out, like he got it, and the guy he was saying, clear it out on was the great Jerry West. He said he came out the locker room and shot 18 straight jumpers, and that's when they put Pat Riley on. Pat Riley was All-American coming out of Kentucky. He said, and Pat was on a lot of them jumpers, and Pat just got mad and insulted feelings and just tackled him like he was a football player, and they was on the ground like two kids fighting.
So you wasn't having that shit. But I'm still saying, did you ask Pat Riley, like, what was that shit about? Did he explain himself? Did he ever apologize?
No, about years after, I was at the Garden.
Right.
And Pat, I think, was coaching Miami and one of them teams. And he sent me and said, you know something, Joe? I just wanted to tell you something. I thought at that time we played up there and I tackled the way I did, that the Lakers was only going to take one player.
Right.
And I know me and you was there. So I wanted to feel that I was on the team, but I found out as years later that I got to tell you, I apologize, Joe, because they already had you on the team. They made a special draft for you called the hardship draft. And that's another thing. They talk about Moses Malone was the first one drafted in N.B.A. out of high school. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Moses Malone came out in 1975.
Okay.
Joe Hammond was drafted in 71. Highly impossible.
So you was the first?
Highly impossible. He was the first to sign. That's what they said out of high school. I didn't sign. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And even Ken Cook said, Joe, I'll give you anything you want when Jerry retired.
Right.
I said, Jerry gonna play another 8 or 10 years. That's what happened, man.
I also heard, if I'm not mistaken, you had a chance to sign with the New York Knicks. Is that correct?
Before the Knicks got Earl Monroe, they tried to get me. And King Cook, he even told me, if it wasn't for you, for me, Joe, you wouldn't be playing. I said, and then I got a little angry with myself. I said, but what about my mother and father? And I started walking. He got red as a tomato. I said, you know what? I'll give you the 50,000 anyway. But if you play for anybody, I'll make sure who you play for. The Knicks asked for me before they got Monroe. I heard he said, I want $500,000 for you. He said, well, what if he signed with us? What we gonna do? Lose $500,000 to talk to him?
Right.
I've been through some things, man. I've been, that basketball, man.
Now, concerning the game today,
yeah,
right? In particular, the New York Knicks. What you think needs to happen? You got a new coach, Coach Fizdale.
We can't blame it on Fizdale.
I'm saying the game just started. We in rebuild season just started. I mean, this is rebuilding mode for the Knicks.
Players. They don't have a sound. 3 players. When I say sound, the word sound is people that can play off of each other. And then again, I could say this. There's such thing as a fear factor. And I watched them play a couple of times. And it's a fear factor there with them. They can say, oh no, we ain't scared of nothing. I don't mean scared like you're standing on the edge of a roof. I mean like scared to either learn the game right or do it right. Either way, they are not playing unit basketball. They don't have that prolific star that they could go to and he's gonna lead them on, Look, they got this boy Hardaway. They got rid of him and got him back.
Right.
That's the first chance they ever got a guy that could just go to the basket. Right?
Right.
That's why they got him back. That's the closest they could get to getting a guy that could possibly take a one-on-one play in there when they want to, do or die, stand up or lay down.
Okay.
They don't got 2 guys that could do that. You got to have them.
You don't like
guys.
Trey Burke?
Trey Burke? He's all right. That boy is okay.
You got Lonzo Trier?
But yeah, I like him. These are guys that in my day, they would have came off the bench. You understand what I'm saying? So today, who they got in the center that could get 15 points a game?
Well, right now we got Enes Kanter, and he's filling in for
Enes Kanter. What every night could we?
We got Mitchell Robinson.
But yeah, together they can't get 25 points. 2 of them together, they can't get 25 points. True or false?
Well, Enes Kanter, he makes a double practically every time he plays.
I said him and Robinson together can't get 25 points. Let's look at the scoreboard. That's what wins basketball games. You're talking about all the double, triples, and all that. When they all add up to one thing, look at the scoreboard.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, you ain't got a Tiny Archibald out there in the backcourt either. Or draw and drop artist. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't got a guy that could read off another guy and they could create a no double team situation.
Okay.
Because if a guy did get out of hand out there, they just double him off and lock his ass right up. You know what I'm saying? That's the team they got. Right now, I look at it like this here. They have to make some dynamite trades. They can't make the playoffs. I mean, that's hard.
It's been a while since the Knicks. The Knicks hasn't been in the playoffs since 2012. Since 2012.
I mean,
but look, I hope you're a Knicks fan, though.
Jackson.
But Phil Jackson didn't come in as a coach. He came in as a president. Yeah, Phil Jackson had 11 rings as a coach, Joe.
Phil Jackson had a team.
Yeah, but when he came to the Knicks, I think the Knicks would have went further if he was a coach and not a team president.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But don't think Phil wasn't in their ears.
Okay.
Like I said.
And then when Melo, him and Melo wasn't getting along, Chase Melo out.
Melo was a guy that could play his first 5 years, 6 years. That was Carmelo Anthony. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, his last 5 or 6, that wasn't really Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
That wasn't Carmelo Anthony. You know, I mean, you know, he could always shoot and run the floor, but in his youth, when he was in Denver,
Yeah.
that was Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
That's what I know.
Now, Joe, let me ask you this: if you was playing at the same time Michael Jordan, you think Michael Jordan would be able to handle you? Would you be able to handle?
We'd have been dealing with foul trouble. We'd have been dealing with foul trouble.
Concerning Michael Jordan?
Because the first one getting in foul trouble was that Bay.
Well, do you think you would be able to hang with Jordan?
Yeah. Yeah, I would hang with him. Why not? Why not?
Which you would have.
He got to hang out too now. You know why? Because it ain't like a guy out there who might get 15 or 10 or can't create his own play.
All right, so watching
create.
Michael Jordan as you had, if you was playing with him and you had to exploit any weakness in his game, what would you have exploited?
I'm telling you, he's a great defensive player too, but you still would have to get him in a position where he's thinking about foul trouble. That's how you got to attack him. You have to attack him because he's constantly attacking. So you got to attack him. You know, it's just like when Larry Bird played. You know, and even a guy like Dominique Rucker, you know, Charles Barkley, these are guys that's coming. You know, if they get that rock in their hand, they're coming at you, you know?
Right.
Something's gonna happen right there.
Right.
It ain't gonna be like, oh, well, like you see guys, something's gonna happen each and every time, because you're just not gonna stand for a give and go. It's already in the give, it's at the go. These are the guys that's play makers, you know, they're gonna make the play, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is. So, and that's what defense is about too, because you know he's coming too.
Right.
So that's why I say back and forth is who get in that foul trouble is gonna tell the story. You know, like if I got him in foul trouble, he pick up 2 that first quarter.
Right.
His ass is out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming, and you have to make a switch off. But then again, they had Scottie Pippen. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where they couldn't really exploit him like that, you know, because
Right.
Scottie would switch off and check the same man he'd check. A lot of times Scottie would check the score himself.
Okay.
A lot of games, Scottie wave him off and check him.
Okay.
You know, I mean, see, those guys knew the game. They played off of each other's mentality of what situation the team is in at the time the game is going on and what situation each and every one of them is in. See, knowing the game is one thing, but doing what you know, now, that's what makes the difference between great and greater, and then the greatest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Man, you should coach the Knicks, man.
Coach.
Assistant. We got Coach Fizdale, and you be the assistant coach, man. I mean, you are a Knicks fan, man. Please tell me you're a Knicks fan.
Yeah, you're definitely. I'm a basketball fan.
Oh, okay. That's bigger than life. Excuse me.
I'm a basketball fan.
It's bigger than life.
You know, I just can't say by me, you know, a Knicks fan. I'm in from New York. Now, when Knicks had that team with Monroe and them, I was a Knicks fan. Because I would go to the game, but because I know it's challenges.
Right.
Yeah. But these guys knew the game. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about, you can mention Fizdale twice. I mean, come on. I mean, you compare Fizdale with a Red Holzman. Since you mentioned a coach. Not putting Fizdale down or anything, because Fizdale don't have the company that Red Holzman had either.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
But last but not least,
what a champion.
We're going to close this out. I'm going to ask you one more question, man. It was funny when I heard this. Tell me how you hustled out Mike Tyson, Puff Daddy, with them bags, man. Them Louis Vuitton bags. How that came about, man? Joe, you something else, baby. We're going to close out.
I lost them out. I mean, there was times with Puff Daddy and them, they just like to buy nice things, and I had things that, at that time that they would, buy.
Yeah.
I was always selling apparel and nice clothes,
Yeah.
and they always wore them. That's what it was. I mean, people take it all kind of ways, the way they want to look at it, but they had the money to buy it and they bought it. That's all that
That's all that counts, bro.
That's all that counts.
Well, goddamn, I wish I was growing up around your
hustling them or nothing. They ain't hustling. They ain't hustling, man.
They trying
But
to-
they ain't say hustle them when they went downtown and bought them from the people downtown. They ain't say they Phil Crawfield or one of them Laytons and none of them hustled them. They ain't said, if he went in Macy hustled him, but Joe Hammond
Hustled
showed
him.
him something. Joe Hammond hustled. Either one of them would have gave me the money if I asked for it.
Right,
With no
off the
bag
strip.
involved.
With no bags involved, right?
That's what I'm saying, my brother. It ain't about that. It ain't about trying to put nobody down or less than. And plus, I ain't no bragger or nothing anyway. That's why a lot of times guys, they call it trash talking. I could have said a lot of things that I wouldn't say, that I knew, but it wasn't, I'm not an announcer, a trash talker. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm just living life in love, man. That's all, my
And that's it, man. Listen, Joe Hammond, it was a pleasure having you on the Nickavelli TV show, man. To everybody watching, man, we got royalty right here. Basketball royalty right here. Mr. Joe Hammond, a.k.a. The Destroyer. And we out. Peace.
Love y'all.